photograph?
That's me.
So the boy holding James's hand is you. And the boy ahead of you, in the dark jacket and trousers, Robert Thompson. And what was it he told us? Right. Now, I know that took a lot of doing.
I don't know anything else.
Right.
That's the worst bit.
Right. Okay. Right. I know that's the worst bit. But you know what you did. Right. Think about it. Right. And just tell us what happened.
You told me I should stop doing the exam. Then
Who did?
Robin.
Why did you throw bricks at him?
No.
Where did you stick with the stones and the bar? Was he bleeding?
Oh,
Who were you bleeding from?
face. Then it was Robert time to kill him.
Okay.
To finish him, I couldn't sleep.
He hits him where exactly?
In the face.
In the face.
Same years on the ass.
And he hits him in the eye. Right.
Now, was James making any noises
It
then?
was not that.
He was knocked out. Was he moving at all?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know why you came here.
I don't know what you expect from a performance about two children who kill a third.
I don't know what you expect to hear.
You probably want to know why. Why did that, which soon will happen here, already happen?
How could such a thing happen?
Children killing children.
Brutally,
Ruthlessly,
Planlessly.
destructively.
That situation must surely be so different from everything I know that it could never happen anywhere near me. Someone must tell me why.
So I need never to think about it. I don't know why.
I don't know if there's an answer.
Maybe there are many answers.
I don't know what to believe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if you're prepared to handle the thought of what has happened and what will happen here.
Maybe you're not here to understand.
Maybe you are here to keep that thought at bay.
The thought that something like that could happen.
Children killing children. I don't know what you intend to do about it.
I don't know if you can do anything about it.
I don't know if we can give you any answers.
I don't know if you can give us any answers.
I don't know what you expect to experience now that you've come to the theatre to see a performance of two children killing a third. Do you want to upset yourself with an experience that is frightening, moving, disturbing and educational? Do you think it is useful to watch the enactment of two children killing a third? Do you think it might teach you something? Do you think you can tell your friends,
Last week I went to the theatre
and saw two children killing a third? That it could happen. That it already happened. And you tell them it was frightening, disturbing, moving, educational, or just silly, neurotic, pretentious, sentimental. But I ask you, why should we care what you think of our performance? About what happens here without you? What we want to know is,
Are you prepared to be a witness? If so, will you only be a witness?
Or are you prepared to intervene?
Are you prepared to step in and prevent what is about to happen? Are you prepared to go from being an onlooker
To being someone who acts?
and if you are prepared to act, what will your actions be?
two boys, John and Robert,
Robert and John, John and Robert.
10 years old. Take a child, a mere 2-year-old, 3 in a few months.
The child has no name.
It could be anyone.
It could be my child. It could be your child.
It could be the child we think of when we think of a child.
The child is 2 years old and stands waiting outside the butcher shop in the shopping centre for its mother. And the child goes with them. 20 surveillance cameras watch it all. There,
There!
there, there, there,
There, there, there, there.
We see them everywhere, don't we? blind eye of the CCTV camera, watching us with its solitary eye. You, me, anyone. Asking the question of the Cyclops,
Who are you?
and getting the answer,
No. I am no one.
The cameras had already seen Robert and John
John and Robert.
nick a few batteries in one shot.
Steal a small tin of paint in the other. The kind of paint used for painting small model kits.
Robert's older brother does that sometimes. Well, did it once when he was younger. Robert sat and watched him.
And now Robert has stolen a tin of paint.
Or was it John?
One of them.
One of the two who, before the day is over, will have killed a child.
In a sweet shop, they nick some sweets.
The shopkeeper sees them and shouts out.
They just run off.
Run! Perhaps they laugh. The cameras watch them.
There, 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 there. Out of the 20 surveillance cameras, 16 are working. With a second's delay, an image is transferred to a videotape.
There, John's standing at the sweets counter.
There, stretches out his hand.
There,
Puts it in his pocket.
there. They run out of the shop. And
And
then they see another child, all alone outside another shop.
Let's get that kid, says John.
Or was it Robert?
Let's get that kid and get him lost. And just then, the child's mother emerges from the shop.
We're going to help the kid, says Robert.
Or was it John?
We're going to help the kid find his mum.
And so they drift around for the rest of the day down by the overgrown reservoir,
By the railway bridge, and sometimes along the embankment.
at the shopping centre, in the streets down by the canal, along the muddy bank.
In the shopping centre, in the video store, until the shopkeeper gets annoyed and chases them off. Then back to the shopping centre,
In and out of shops.
pursued by the shopkeeper's eyes.
They're back again.
No, they were older, those boys who nicked the radio last week.
Are you sure?
Yes, positive. They're in their teens.
Teenagers.
I'd have recognised them. I've seen them here before.
Ooh, I was sure it were those two.
No, it isn't them. But those two have no business to be here either.
Those two are up to no good.
All eyes are on them.
And still they managed to nick a few batteries.
A paint tin.
A small tin.
A tin of paint, the kind you use for painting small model kits.
And also a handful of sweets from the sweet shop. The eyes pursuing them.
And the CCTV cameras.
And then they spot another child, all alone outside another shop.
Just a kid.
Any kid.
It could be my child.
It could be your child.
It could be the child we think of when we think of a child.
2 cameras watch it. There and there.
You know, we've all seen the pictures on TV. It has happened before.
It's happening now. It will happen soon.
Now.
Then.
Soon.
Why didn't you do something?
We just thought it were kids playing. Brothers taking their baby brother up, or a little boy with his brother and his friend.
Yes. Yes, I know. But it has happened. It's happening now. It will happen soon.
So why don't you do something?
At the first interviews, Robert's mother is present. The investigator asks, "Do you know why you're here?" Robert does not know what to say. He does not know what is expected of him. The investigator repeats, "Robert, you know why you're here."
Robert, you know why you're here?
"I think so." "Why are you here?"
Because you think I took him? That boy?
And did you?
"No, I didn't." "You were there, at the shopping centre?"
Yeah, I saw him, but I didn't take him.
How was he dressed?
"He had a blue jacket." "Would you recognise that jacket again?"
Yeah, maybe, but I didn't take him.
Okay. What did you do during the day?
"I don't know." "Do you like football?"
Yeah, I guess.
Did you support the team?
"Yeah." "Do you go to any of their matches?"
No.
Do you watch them on TV?
"No." "Do you like football at all?"
No.
So, what hobbies do you have?
"I sag school." Robert laughs and the tension subsides momentarily. It is as though, for a moment, what has happened has no longer happened. "So what hobbies do you have?" the investigator asks. Robert replies, "I sag school." And then Robert laughs and then the investigator laughs. "That's not a hobby," says the investigator.
That's not a hobby. That's a profession.
Yeah.
"And someone does it as well as you do." And then that little space of stillness closes and Robert says, "I don't know." "I don't know. I don't have a hobby."
Wait! Don't let what's already happened happen already. Let them sleep for a few hours more. Let there be night.
Darkness finger paints the dreams of the sleepers. Someone sleeps with staring eyes, and the paving stones tuck the blanket around the earth.
There's the playground in the dawn.
Swathed in veils of fog and chilly birds.
By the bench, a scarf and a tin of blue paint.
A boy sleeping in the doorway. The back wheel spins. It has been spinning all night, as if on an endless outing among stars.
Robert's mother is sitting with him in the interrogation room, but not close enough to touch him.
I don't know what I saw in Bobby. I guess I knew that the sooner I got married, the sooner I could leave home. I just wanted to leave home. Once, Dad said, look at the trees, look at the trees, look at the houses, doors, paving stones. Look carefully, because when we get home, I'm going to kill you. Because you're never going to see any of us again. He used his old army belt, and one with a big buckle.
In 9 years, I had 5 kids. David, Peter, Ian, Philip, and then Robert. Bobby used to stare at them and say,
Look me in the eye. Look me in the eye. Do you see the monster in there? Beware of the monster.
no girl. I kept thinking, the next one will be a girl. No girl. Then Bobby met Barbara. Her ex-boyfriend came looking for her, a great big army knife. He said this was the 5th family she was wrecking. I told him to put the knife away.
The fire burned furniture. Peter moved in with his gran, and a week later, a welfare office came. I was never drunk. I can't ever remember being drunk. I was sober. And I drank myself even more sober.
Derelict building. Philip would never set fire to anything.
I was there, Mum. I set fire to the house.
Ian arranged a foster home. All by himself.
Robert collects dolls. Troll dolls. I guess he gets them from shoplifting.
He'd stolen it just to get at the blinking eyes.
He was always doing things like that. Taking things to pieces. A knife and a screwdriver.
Just
To get at what was inside. Like those eyes.
Like those blinking eyes.
Like those blinking eyes inside a doll that looked like a troll.
John.
What?
John, listen to me now.
Yeah.
Look at me, John. I'm the one you're talking to. Don't look at your mum.
John looks at the investigator who's conducting the interrogation. He looks at his mum, her frightened eyes.
Her furious eyes.
Her tired eyes.
Baffled eyes. At the same time, he looks at all the eyes that see him. The frightened, the furious, the tired, the baffled. All the eyes that see him as he took the child between them.
John.
What?
Listen to me now.
Yeah.
Look at me, John. I'm the one you're talking to. Don't look at your mum.
38 people came forth afterwards and said they'd seen them. 38 pairs of eyes.
Some thought they were playing.
Some thought they heard the child laugh.
As he walked between the older boys and held them by the hand.
All the eyes that see them. The frightened, the furious, the tired, the baffled. Look at me.
Yeah?
Look at me.
Yeah?
I talked about right and wrong. They're about truth and lies, haven't we?
Yeah, but I weren't there at the mall. I weren't there.
Is that the truth? Are we lying now? Truth!
You understand? It's important that you tell the truth.
Yeah.
Robert says you're there together. You and him at the shopping centre.
No, we weren't.
Robert says you were there.
Yeah, but we never got a kid. We never got a kid.
So you were there. Were you at the shopping centre?
Yeah, but we never got a kid, Mum. We never got a kid.
Then why were you lying? Why the hell were you sitting there lying?
I must ask you not to get angry at your son.
But he's lying.
We never got a kid, Mum. Honest, we never.
Don't get upset, John. It's good that you're talking.
We never got a kid. We never.
Sit down again.
stands up and sits down. He stands up now. All eyes are on him. The frightened, the furious, the tired, the baffled. There is nowhere he can go. There is no place he is not alone. Sit down. We never said to take any kid. We just want you to tell the truth. Why did you lie?
Because you'd have thought I killed him.
Don't lie to me. I'm warning you. I didn't do it. There's no point in lying.
I didn't take him.
Good. He was just a kid, Mum. Now calm down. If I said I was there, you would have thought that I did it.
I cannot imagine anything worse.
Having your child murdered. Having my child murdered. Sorrow is not there.
Nor is that fury.
That rage.
No one could live with that.
I cannot imagine anything more appalling.
What?
That your child is a murderer. That your child has murdered another child. No, that just doesn't happen.
That sort of thing doesn't really happen.
It does not exist. That just happens to us.
To monsters.
That's what happens when no one cares.
It's a sign of our time. Everything that could be called civilization is falling apart.
The collapse of the welfare state. Violence is entertainment.
Did they watch all the videos, those kids?
Did they hang out in a video store? Computer games. All those computer games children learn to kill in the most atrocious manner.
There are no good old values anymore. Nothing means anything these days.
We should be more condemning. Let's understand the decline of Western culture.
Single mothers.
Absent fathers. The moral value.
Children killing children. Nothing like this has ever happened before. But it has happened before. And it will happen again. But it has happened before. And it will happen again. In 1748,
a 10-year-old boy killed a 5-year-old girl with a knife and a butcher's hook because she had wet the bed.
in 1778,
3 girls aged 8, 9 and 10 stabbed a 3-year-old with sharpened sticks to the belly, bottom and sexual organs.
in 1854,
A 10-year-old girl cut the throat of her aunt's children.
in 1855, a group of 9-year-olds drowned a 7-year-old friend after assaulting him with rocks and clubs. In 1968, a 5-month-old infant was found bleeding to death.
found naked. A 9-year-old, 2 8-year-old boys,
A pair of earrings
and their
had been
teenage
poked into his
dressed as
eyes.
baby in the
The
water.
prosecutors said that 2 boys, 3 and 4, would have been taken to justice if they'd been older. The same year, 2 girls, 11 and 13, strangled first a 3-year-old boy and then a 4-year-old. In 1986, a 5-year-old girl took a 3-week-old infant from its parents and bashed the baby against the wall until it died. In 1986, a 5-year-old girl took a 3... There's more!
No! That's enough! We know it has happened before. We know it will happen again. We cannot prevent that it's happening now. Now.
Recently.
Soon.
It is now it is happening.
Slowly, all eyes begin to see what they have seen.
The boys in the mall.
How they lead the kid between them.
The hood over the kids' heads.
Hide how they have hurt it.
On the paving stones down by the canal.
Now the investigator asks Robert where he got the tin of paint. He says, "Which one of you had the tin of paint?" When would I have talked to him? I weren't there. I had hardly ever see Robert. Of course, as a dad, you think about your kids. You don't want them getting in trouble and that. But his mom didn't want me hanging about. I hardly ever saw him, so how could I talk to him? What would I have said? I mean, he were always out when I came by anyway, but if he'd been there, what would I have said? You know, when we did come by, everything was fine, so we just chatted for a bit, even if we didn't have that much to chat about. I don't know what I ought to have said to him. Hi, this is your dad, I just wanted to have a chat. He wouldn't have understood. He would have taken off like a rocket. He would have been shit scared.
Told us to talk to John.
You're his parents, they said. You've got to tell him that you love him, no matter what he has to say. How could we love him? How could we stop loving him?
When John came home with paint all over his jacket and scratches on his cheek,
He said he'd been out with Robert. I went to the police. I need your help with John now. I told them. He's been playing truant again. I need your help to get him on the right track.
you have to tell him that if he carries on like this, things are going to get bad.
It was awful when they called from school that day. There's been a serious incident, they said.
I thought, John is injured. He's fallen, or somebody has hurt him.
He's been run over by a car outside school. And then they told me, John has injured another pupil.
You just don't know how to handle things like that.
When the policeman came and sat down in the sitting room that day,
I said to John, paint on your jacket and skip in school.
I told you they'd come and talk some sense into you. And then, when the police asked to see the jacket,
Just as I realised this is about something else.
something more, something I didn't understand. John threw himself in my arms
And cried and screamed hysterically.
I don't want to go to prison. I didn't kill that kid.
held him close. I told him,
Calm down. You're not going to prison.
we don't send children to prison. But then I looked at the police inspectors on the settee. These police officers are only doing their job, I told him. And then I could see in the policemen that
I saw in their faces that
I could see that I've told John not to play with Robert. And John and Robert are together. Stupid things always happen. Things that shouldn't happen.
none of this should ever have happened.
Somebody should have given us a different life. Robert, we were talking about paint and how you can check where it comes from.
Yeah.
It's the same with blood.
What?
You can check where blood comes from too, if the blood on someone's clothes is their own blood or
Whose?
Somebody else's. Everyone's blood is different. What I mean to say is that if we find the boy's blood on John's clothes or yours, we will know that you were there when the boy was bleeding.
Yeah, but how would you know it with the boy's blood?
we would know because we have his body.
Where?
It doesn't matter.
First he was in the hospital and then
Why?
To take a blood sample from his arm, just like they did with you. That's right.
They took him there so they could bring him back to life.
they can't do that.
No, I heard he was cut in two.
Why did you hear that? Were you there?
I heard it! Everyone's been saying that! My God! 38 people! One woman saw how the child, already injured, already beaten,
Called for its mummy down by the canal after the boys left him there. Possibly so he'll fall in.
possibly to get totally lost.
Possibly so somebody would find him.
To try it out, the boys ran back to the child.
As if they intended to take care of it.
She thought, those boys will take care of him.
And then she walked on.
One woman was asked what she saw and was to kill the child.
She thought to herself,
Kids nowadays are dreadful. And then the bus drove on. 38 people.
some thought they were playing.
Some say they
heard the child laughing.
Yes, but the others.
The ones who heard the child calling for its mother.
One of them told them to
Take the lost child to the police station.
We will,
said John.
Her own child was crying.
Because it was hungry.
Good, she said, and wanted to walk on.
But she waited.
She thought,
I should do something. Is there evil? Are there those who are evil? Are there evil monsters? 38 pairs of eyes that see.
Blind as the CCTV cameras in the mall.
I hate monsters. Two confused boys who have landed in something.
They don't know how to escape.
who just go on.
The child crying.
The adult onlookers.
I hate monsters.
You, over there, watching.
Not doing anything.
Are you one of the monsters?
In the bar. Where did you find that?
Was lying there on the hill.
Had you seen one before?
No,
What were it made of?
iron.
How do you know?
Because I picked it up, but it was too heavy for me.
Why did you pick it up?
Because he said, feel how heavy it is.
Robert.
Yes.
When did he say that?
He was crying. And the boy was crying.
You picked up the bar.
Yes.
And he tells you to feel it before he hits the boy with it.
Before. No, I think it was after.
And the little boy was still crying.
Yes.
So after being hit with bricks and an iron bar, the little boy was still crying.
I think he was passed out.
Where did the bar hit him?
On his head. On the side.
You're pointing above your right ear.
Yes. Here. And then we threw bricks at him.
Yeah.
And then we ran. We ran away.
Were there any noises coming from the boy when you ran?
I think so. A little.
Try to remember.
It sounded. He
Hisses low, gurgles.
That's what it sounded like.
You told us you killed the boy. Now, is it Robert you're talking about now, or are you telling us about yourself? This is what happened. Two boys.
2 kids.
It could have been my kids.
They could have been your kids.
They could have been kids as we imagine them when we think about kids.
2 boys. 2 kids.
Have taken a smaller kid.
A small kid.
It could be your kid. It could be my kid.
It could be the kid we imagine when we think about a kid.
Two boys.
2 kids have taken a smaller kid.
To the railway tracks that run through the city, after having abused the boy down by the canal.
They picked the child up and they've dropped him head first.
Against the paving stones. After having
Dragged.
dragged him for miles.
Through the city streets, constantly watched by pairs of eyes.
That have seen without intervening.
And there on the railway side,
They
Throw paint in his face.
sky blue paint and some splashes in his eyes.
And he cries,
I want my mummy. So they throw rocks at him.
Bricks, rocks from the railway siding. They
Kick.
kick him and they
Hit.
hit him.
with bricks, rocks, and an iron bar that they found.
And then they hit him with the iron bar. And when they think he's dead, they lay him across the rails and cover his bloody head with bricks. And then they leave.
Before the train comes.
They gave Robert a few dolls to get him to show what had happened by the railway tracks.
One doll for himself,
One for John and one for the baby.
When Robert started playing with the dolls, he let his doll put its arms around the doll representing John, as though trying to hold him back. That's how it was, he said.
And then he cried.
I don't want it to happen again,
I tried to hold John back,
but I couldn't.
and then he baby's face.
I don't know.
He said.
I don't know.
Whose responsibility is this?
Who is to blame?
The child is no longer in this life. In the parent's house, the silence left behind by the child can be filled by nothing but emptiness, sorrow, and rage. It cannot be aired out. It cannot be cleaned away. The boys must endure for the rest of their lives that they have killed another child. Their every movement holds the muscular memory of what they did.
Whose responsibility is
Who
this?
is to blame?
Of course, someone is responsible for all this, but they cannot be tethered to the ground to be stared at and pilloried, allowing the rest of us to get on with our lives without asking if part of this responsibility is ours in some way.
Ours? What would our responsibility consist of?
Is there no one else to blame?
Each one of us is responsible for the consequences of our actions. John and Robert are guilty of having killed James. Each and every one who does not act is responsible for the consequences of their non-action.
How could any of the responsibility be ours?
We weren't even there.
We are here.
It has also just happened right here.
This was just an enactment.
It's happened.
It was for real.
Yes, if John and Robert had realised that, it may never have happened.
But it did happen.
So where does the guilt lie?
We are all guilty of what we did or didn't do.
Where there is evil, is rising indifference, self-complacency, contempt, and arrogance.
Human beings kill other human beings.
Children kill another child.
The conclusion or moral to be found in all this cannot undo the fact that it is, was, and has been happening. Is, was, has been happening. Is, was, has been happening.
And it has happened, without any of us being able to prevent it.
I'm not saying that makes us responsible for this.
I'm saying it makes this part of our fate.